Hi, I am Mert Çelikten, and my department is Electrics and Electronics Engineering. Today, I'm going to talk about an experiment I conducted on how different surface textures affect the motion of an object on an inclined plane. This experiment explores acceleration, friction, and the coefficients of kinetic friction for surfaces like wood, plastic, and paper. The purpose of this experiment was to determine how surface texture impacts the object's acceleration and friction force. By measuring the time it took for a block to slide down an inclined plane covered with different materials, I calculated both the acceleration and the coefficient of kinetic friction for each surface. Here's how I set it up. I used an inclined plane fixed at a 30-degree angle measured with an inclinometer. I attached three materials, wood, plastic, and paper, one at a time. For consistency, I used a smooth block with a mass of 0.4 kilograms. Here's the process. I placed the block at the top of the incline and released it without applying any external force. I timed how long it took to reach the bottom using a stopwatch. I repeated this 5 times for each surface and averaged the results to reduce errors. The main formulas I used include acceleration A equals 2d over t squared, where d is the length of the plane and t is the average time. Frictional force F equals mg sine of theta minus ma, which accounts for gravity and acceleration. Coefficient of friction mu equals mg sin theta minus ma divided by mg cos theta, where n equals mg cos theta is the normal force. Here are the results. For wood, the average time was 0.84 seconds, giving an acceleration of 284 centimeters per second squared and a coefficient of friction of 0.242. For plastic, the time increased slightly to 0.9 seconds, with an acceleration of 247 centimeters per second squared and a coefficient of 0.285. Paper had the highest friction, with an average time of 0.96 seconds, an acceleration of 217 centimeters per second squared, and a coefficient of 0.32. As expected, smoother surfaces like wood allowed the block to slide faster, while rougher surfaces like paper slowed it down. To analyze the data further, I created a graph showing time versus velocity. This graph highlights the relationship between surface texture, acceleration, the coefficient of kinetic friction, and velocity. As friction increases, acceleration decreases, which aligns with our theoretical understanding of motions on inclined planes. During the experiment, I noticed some potential sources of error, such as reaction time when starting and stopping the stopwatch, slight misalignment when placing the block on the ramp. To minimize these, I repeated trials and averaged the times. In conclusion, this experiment demonstrated that surface texture significantly affects acceleration and friction. Wood, being the smoothest, allowed the fastest motion, while paper created the most friction and slowed the block down. Thank you for watching. I hope this explanation and the visuals gave you a clear understanding of the experiment.